Welcome back, my friends. Today we are going to make the beautiful steak frite, a bistro dish. Because who doesn't love a lovely steak with a bunch of fries? Now you need a sauce to tie all of this together. So I'm going to show you what that is. It's my preferred one. It's not peppercorn and it's not the entrecôte sauce, which is that green herb one. Okay, let's get making the beautiful classic steak frite.
So I like a nice New York strip loin, about 13.5 ounces. That's about 370, 80 grams. Salt it quite nicely over a wire rack, and I'm going to put that in the fridge to dry cure for a few hours. You can even do this overnight. Then I've got 4 decent sized russet potatoes. I'm going to peel them and put them in a bowl of water. Now you've got 2 options for your French fries or your frites. Top and tail them like this, square off your potato. This just gives you a nice even shape. You can save all that trim for mash. And then you can use a mandolin or a very sharp knife and then just slice it like this and then cut it into frites. There you go. That's kind of nice, not too bad. But there is another way to do this. Put this in a bowl of water, and if you've got one of these bad boys, then use this. Now, normally you should do it on a flat surface that isn't slippy like this, and it will give you more grip, and it makes work pretty easy. There you have your fries. Put it in a bowl of water, and what we're going to do is we're going to wash off the starch. Put it in another bowl of water here, as you can see. And what you want to do is drain this and clean it until your water is clear like this. Now you can leave your fries in this water overnight as well, but we are going to use them now. So you can see machine versus hand cut, not too bad at all. Take out how many you need, drain them on some kitchen towel, get them nice and dry. Then we're going to heat up some peanut oil in a heavy pot like this, half filled to 325 Fahrenheit. I'm going to cook them for 6 to 7 minutes. I don't want to color them. I just want to cook them till they're nice and soft and bendy and cooked. Take your time with this stage, don't rush it. Put them on a kitchen towel, you can see, very nice. We're going to put them in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours.
Now we're going to make a sauce, a very nice sauce indeed. Let's see if you can guess what the sauce is that we're going to make with this dish. I'm going to make the reduction part of it first, so let's jump into that.
So I'm going to start by cutting up some shallots, but a little bit differently this time. I'm going to cut it in half, take out the middle, cut that in quarter, flatten it out, and then do some nice slices, and then brunoise it. That's just going to make sure it's nicely, finely diced for our final sauce. Set that aside into a deep saucepan, and you're going to need about, I'd say, maybe 8 to 12 whole peppercorns there. Get the bottom of your saucepan and just crush it like this. Put that straight in. Now I like to add a little bit of coriander seed, probably about a teaspoon or so. I'll crush that the same way I did the black peppercorns, and I'll put that into my saucepan. I wonder if you can guess what it is now, because now we have a lovely tarragon. Gonna need about 2 tablespoons of the leaves, and take the stalks and put that in with your shallots. Yes, I think you might have guessed what this sauce is going to be. Tarragon smells amazing. We're not going to chop this yet. We're going to set that aside. I'm going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. I'm going to get that on the stove, and I'm going to reduce all of that until I've got about half a tablespoon or so of liquid left. Very nice indeed. Put that in a bowl, let it cool down, and I like to just take out a couple of spoons of this separately and use it at the end to finish off the sauce, in case I want to add any extra. I'm going to take my steak out at this point. It's nice and dry. I'm going to let it temper for about an hour. Now I'm going to need about 125 grams of butter. Get it in a jug, get it in a microwave. We are going to melt this. It's going to do all the work for you. Solids at the bottom, and just set that aside. At this stage, you can chop up your herbs. Don't over chop it. Just go once with your blade all the way through that lovely tarragon. Now we're going to need 3 egg yolks. I think you can guess what this sauce is going to be. Be careful here. I like to do it this way in between my fingers and feel those eggs. Put it into a nice saucepan. Add about a tablespoon or so of water. Add in our shallot mixture, not the reserved one. And then this is the secret. 1/4 teaspoon of Dijon to stop your sauce from splitting. Mix that with a whisk. Get it on the stove. Low heat, 2 to 3 minutes until it's nicely cooked. The sabayon will be nice and thick. You can take the pan off the heat every now and again. That is what you're looking for, not scrambled eggs. Now at this stage, we're going to slowly start pouring in our melted butter. Keep going until it's all taken that emulsion. Looks like a hollandaise, not far off. We're making Bernaise. Keep going, it'll take all of it. Now you can put the milk solids in if you want to. I'm going to leave it out, but that's up to you. And there we have a beautiful sauce, but it's not finished yet. Oh my, look at the texture. Give it a taste, a good seasoning of salt. Add in the reserved shallots from before. Add in your tarragon. Give that a good mix around. Look at the texture of this Bernaise. That is absolutely stunning. Hasn't split. Unbelievable. Gorgeous. You can add a bit of lemon juice, bit of vinegar. Give it a taste. Yep, that is money. One of my favorite sauces of all time. Okay, put that into a nice little bowl. Cling film on top so it doesn't get a layer. And we're going to keep it at the back of the stove to keep it nice and warm. You can even hold your sauce in a thermos for service. Very nice indeed. Okay, now our steak is dry on one side, a little bit of moisture on the other side, so we're going to pat it dry with some kitchen towel, and then we're going to rub a bit of oil just over the top of it, and then we're going to start grinding over some black pepper, both sides of course. Now let's get this bad boy ready to fry. Now I'm going to use my stainless steel pan, get it hot with some nice peanut oil all the way down in the pan, wait till it's hot, and I'm going to start with the fat side first just to render out some tallow and get a nice little color on it, no more than about a minute or so. That looks quite nice. Let the heat come back into the pan, and we're going to put the steak down. I'm going to use the Heston method. I'm going to flip it every 30 to 40 seconds, but I'm going to use different parts of the pan where it's going to be hotter. So I've started off here in the middle, and I'm going to flip it again to the other side of the pan. You can see it's much hotter there with the oil, and I'm going to keep repeating this process 30 to 40 seconds, flipping it, pressing it down for about 3.5 to 4 minutes until I develop a nice crust all over this steak. This is a great method that Heston Blumenthal kind of developed and pioneered. You use it quite a lot for this style of steak. It works quite well indeed. Just keep going, flipping it until you get the crust color that you want. That looks pretty good. We're developing a nice crust indeed. And I'm just going to flip it on the side as well, because I want to just lightly lick a bit of that fat on that side as well, just so I get a nice little color all over. Look at that. You can just rest it on the side of the pan. Quite nice indeed. Okay, it's been 3.5, 4 minutes. Take that off, drain that fat, clean out your pan a little bit, and then we're going to turn it down to low and add a generous knob of butter. You can see it's really foaming and cooling down. Add some herbs in there quite nice, let them incorporate, fizzle and pop. Move it to the side, bang your steak back in, and then we're going to baste that steak, baby, in the glorious butter. Take your time, move it around with your spoon there. Keep going, get the butter nice and foaming, and I'm going to do this for about maybe 2-3 minutes. I like a medium steak when it comes to my steak frites, especially with New York strip. So I want to make sure a nice medium steak is achieved. So I'm going to keep going. I can feel, yep, that's pretty good for me. We're going to take that off, put it on a rack, put the herbs back on, and then pour over most of that butter. Don't throw that butter out, save it. I mean, look at that. That needs to be in a frame. That is gorgeous. I'm going to rest that for 5 to 7 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to bring my oil back up to temperature 375 for the fries. And I'm going to fry it for about 2 to 3 minutes until they're golden brown and crispy, like this. Put it into a bowl with some kitchen towel, blot off some of that fat. While it's hot, add some fine salt, give it a good shake. Quality control is essential here. Make sure you eat one just to make sure it's crispy. Now we've got that steak. It's been resting for about 7 minutes, I'd say. It is looking fantastic. Time to slice this open. Now when you cut this, cut it at an angle. Trust me, it's better for plating. You can just see that's glorious inside. We're shooting for a lovely medium steak. So let's see what we've got. I'm pretty sure little chef's treat there on the end. Make sure you eat that. Yep, that's a lovely medium indeed. Juicy, cooked all the way through. Add a bit of Maldon salt and then get it on a plate. I'll show you how we're going to do that. I'll flip it round, use the curvature of the plate and really fan out that steak so it looks fantastic. We're going to put a nice wodge of chips on the plate. Get a ramekin for your sauce, but we're going to brush some of that butter fat over the steak. And then be generous with your Bernaise. Get it into that ramekin, and there you have a glorious steak frites, my friend. Done with a medium steak, crispy fries, and a Bernaise sauce to die for. Get in.
Oh. Hey, let's get stuck in. I already know how good this is going to be, but let's give it a go. With Bernaise, the reason why this works so well compared to like peppercorn sauce and everything else is a very rich, unctuous sauce. But it's the beautiful, and I mean beautiful tarragon in that Bernaise. And you get those crunchy shallots when you add them in at the end. A little bit of black pepper, a little coriander. And it was so good with fries. Crispy. Delicious. If you're new to this channel, we cook a lot of tasty things all for you. So let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you'd like me to cook. This is my version of steak frites at home. Pretty adaptable. Make the Bernaise. You will thank me. Okay, I'll catch you all on the next one. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Cheers. So good.